Hello, this is the third and last of the basic online searches for genealogy series. This particular segment is directed at wiki searches. First of all, we need to answer the question about what is a wiki. A wiki is a program that allows anyone, but usually a registered user, to add, delete, or revise the content using a web browser. Chrome, Edge, Firefox, Safari, Opera, one of the different web browsers that are available out there. Obviously, this particular type of format in which anyone can make changes creates some concerns on various different types of people, depending on your attitude towards the idea of people being able to change your work. Well, essentially what happens with a wiki is that any work that's put onto a wiki is and becomes owned by the wiki and not by the individual contributing the information. It's kind of a complex set of legal principles and all sorts of other things that create this type of a program online. Of course, the largest of the wikis is Wikipedia. At the time this slide was made, there were just over 5 million articles in English and hundreds of thousands and millions of articles in other languages. One of the problems, of course, that occurs when a wiki is being used is the concept of what are called result wars or change wars, or all number of different terms for it, where people change a topic and then change the content of the wiki, and then someone changes it to something else and they change it back and they change it for. This kind of conflict on the wiki is potentially possible, but in a wiki such as the FAMILYSEARCH Research Wiki, which is the main wiki directed at the genealogical community, it is almost rare to the point of being non-existent. Let's just face it, there's not that much controversial about genealogy. And most people would probably be surprised to find out that the FAMILYSEARCH Family Tree program is also a wiki. It's based on the same program as Wikipedia. Of course, we have a huge resource in the FamilySearch.org Research Wiki. The Research Wiki is found under the Search tab on the main or startup page for FamilySearch.org, and it is a resource containing today close to 83,000 articles about genealogy. There's another about over 120,000 additional articles that talk about how to do genealogy and help and all sorts of other topics. So the total number of articles on the FamilySearch Research Wiki is in excess of 200,000. That's a sizable amount of information about one topic, considering the entire topic talks about how to do research and find sources and other things that are of interest to genealogists or family historians. Here are some of the facts about the Research Wiki itself. It's been online since 2008. Plans for the wiki were done in 2007, but the main time it came online was around July of 2008. It presently has 82,000 plus articles on resources for family history. As I mentioned, that's getting close to 83,000 now. One very important detail about the Research Wiki is that it does not include any personal or family information. In other words, if you put in stories about your family, they'll get removed by the Wiki community. There are some basic guidelines for the wiki, and one of those is that personal or family information or stories are not allowed. Now, The wiki is organized as an analog or a model of how information is created about individuals that becomes of interest to genealogists. Important to understand that records are associated with a specific jurisdiction where an event occurred. And a jurisdiction can be a technical word, but it is in fact a generalized term for any organization's area of interest. So, for example, a church could be divided up into various geographic locations. These would be the jurisdictions of the churches, the various churches. Schools have school districts. That's the jurisdiction for a school. There are states, there are national jurisdictions. Any place where a record could be created associated with a geographic area is generally considered to be a jurisdiction. The important thing about these records is that they pile up like pancakes. As events are recorded at every level, those levels are not intermingled. So records created at one level are not necessarily found in any other of the jurisdictional levels. The most common way to look at that is to think in terms of very local things. A school district, for example. School records for a specific school district are not necessarily found at the city, state, or city, county, or state level. However, it depends who has the jurisdiction, who is actually keeping the record. If it's a county school district, it's possible the records could have been kept by the county. If the state controls all of the schools, then the state or province may be the area where the records are kept. So part of the process of doing genealogy is identifying these jurisdictions where records are kept. Now, the records can be kept, as I mentioned, on any of these different levels. There's a national level. In the United States, we would go to the state level next, then to the county level, a municipal level, and also a very personal level. So, for example, national level records could be things such as income tax records, military records, legislative records, many types of different things that are kept on a national level. In the United States, Indian American, Native American, or Indian records have been kept on a national level. We have also state records. Most of the states today keep records on a state level concerning births and deaths. County level records have traditionally included marriages and land and property records in the United States. And municipal records can include anything from schools to churches to anything that is created on a municipal or very local level can considered to be in this type of record. So when you're looking at records, you're looking at a strata, and it turns out that as people do research in genealogy that they don't often cross these boundaries. They'll look through all the county records, but they won't realize that there are different records kept at the state level about things that happened in the county that may not have been collected by the county itself. The wiki is organized as a model or analog of the way that these records are kept. So the first thing you understand when you see the Family History Research Wiki or Family Search Wiki is the instruction to search by place or topic. This means we're looking at records according to their geographic location or the way that they were kept by topic, irrespective of where they were kept geographically. So here you do not start searching by someone's name. You do not put in your surnames or things like that and expect to find records. What you do is you put in the area or the specific place where the person lived. I would suggest there's a strategy here for finding records. First of all, I think you can select either an area on the map for example, North America, and I suggest starting at a higher level of records. Or you can simply type in a place like Utah to do a search. If I do that, then I get a page in the Research Wiki, in this case called Utah Genealogy. Down the left-hand side, there's a whole long list of topics that are at the state level. If I were looking for the United States records, it would say United States Genealogy, and there would be topics about general records obtained at the level of the United States or federal government. I could then go to this list on the side and choose a topic. The topics are not exhaustive. It's possible that they're in transition. And by the way, everything in a wiki is in a state of transition because changes could be made to any page at any time. Anyone who is a registered user of the FamilySearch.org Research Wiki can make a change to this program. The reality of that is that very, very few people actually become involved. There are only presently a couple of hundred people who are actively making changes to the wiki. Once you have looked at the information concerning the state genealogy, you can navigate to a place that's included in the state to look for further links to other records that may have been created at a county level. Here you can choose whichever county you wish. I clicked on Utah County. That brings up the page for Utah County, Utah Genealogy. Shows a map of the county, kind of an outline map, how it's situated in the state, and then begins a list of topics of subjects that are handled by at the county level. So supposing you want to find a birth record, or in this case at the county a marriage record, you could start with United States marriage records or vital records, and then work your way down to the county, to the state, and to the county. And in each case there would be further records that may pertain to that particular topic or subject. The question is whether to start with the largest or smallest jurisdiction, in other words, start with the United States of America and work down to the county, and then to the municipalities, or to start at the lowest or most specific jurisdiction and work up. I don't think it really matters at all where you start. The important thing is to remember that there are other records. Once you have looked at all the places that are associated with the specific location where your ancestors lived, you're not done. You can then move up to the next larger jurisdiction, the county, or whichever area you happen to be in the world. So those are the things. Now, in some areas, identifying these jurisdictions becomes the biggest issue, because you can't simply look on a map and determine where your person lived and then determine which jurisdictions are involved, because they change over time. For example, if you were looking in Utah for records before 1847, you'd be out of luck, because the Europeans speaking English did not arrive in Utah until 1847 and start keeping records. So in every part of the world, there's going to be limitations based on the time depth of your research. Obviously, another way of attacking a research problem with the wiki is to look at search by topic. Here you could start with United States genealogy and choose a particular topic based on your interests. The list of topics here, as I indicated, is not static. There are going to be changes in the lists and changes in the contents of those as people continue to add information and update and change the information that's already in the Research Wiki. Now let's say, for example, we wanted to look for court records. We could then click on this link and learn about United States court records. And then you could take a further step and read through this article and then work your way down through jurisdictions on the various courts. Important to understand that this article contains information about where, when, and how to find the court records. This is not going to list a bunch of court records or give you perhaps links directly to the records. I can tell you where the records can be found in sort of a general way and sometimes very specifically, but not contain the records themselves. The records are not contained in the wiki. The best way to learn about your topic is to use the links to other wiki articles or to websites on the internet. There are two types of articles on the internet. You have ones that are internal. That means links that within the research wiki itself, another article or page containing information, or those that are external that have the little arrow, this rectangle with an arrow coming out of it, that link to websites that are outside of FamilySearch.org, just somewhere out on the internet that might have information. In this case, the link it's indicated is to Utah death certificates, which are contained in the Utah State Archives website. This little icon, the one I referred to, is the rectangle with the arrow. That indicates that there is a link to an article outside of the wiki. Need to remember that the research wiki will not tell you who your ancestors are, but it will tell you where and how to find them. Thanks for watching. Just a reminder to subscribe to the Brigham Young University Family History Library YouTube.com channel and receive notification of new videos as they are produced and uploaded. This was number 3 in a series of videos on Google searches and searching in catalogs. So you may want to go to the YouTube channel and check out the other 2 installments of this video. Thanks again for watching.